You mentioned after last game that Rakia wasn't quite 100% yet. Just where do you feel like she is now going into this last non-conference game?
I think I think we've had some time to get her in some practices and get her further along. I still don't know if I want to call her 100% yet, just because of just the conditioning level. You know, it has to be a gradual process.
Rakia said that defense is going to be the emphasis since they got back from Christmas. What made you want to lean into that in these practices?
Well, I wanted to try to get better at some things, and I think we've tried to work our defense just to make sure that we went back to some basics over the holidays and really worked hard on that. We have also worked our offense and tried to work our execution. I think the players definitely remember the defensive work more than the offensive work. So I think for us, just shoring up a lot of things, just being going back and being very technical on offense and defense boards, just a lot of different things to make sure we're covering our bases.
Rakia is such an important player in defense for you guys. Just how much has her presence in practice made a difference so far?
Defensively, she has the ability to recover, and so if mistakes are made, she's long, she's athletic, she's quick, she can recover, she can erase some mistakes. I think I've definitely seen that. The person she's guarding, it's hard for them to get easy looks, and she does a really good job. I think she's uber competitive, so we see that even in practice when she's on defense and guarding her person. She doesn't want them to score, and we just love that attitude and that grit that she has.
Do you think you're ready to put Rakia back in the starting lineup? And if not, what do you think you need to see for her to be a starting player?
Yeah, I think we got a couple practices here. Hopefully we can work towards that. You know, that's obviously the goal. We want to get back to that lineup. But at the same time, we've got to get her through and make sure she's comfortable.
The full court press we were able to call it last game. Do you want that to be a consistent thing for you guys, or is that going to be kind of matchup dependent for you?
Yeah, I think there are times that will make sense to use it more, to utilize it more throughout the game. I think there will be some situations where we want to use it more, and then there will be some that maybe it doesn't make as much sense. So it will be game by game, but I do think our players feel good about it and feel comfortable having it in our arsenal right now.
With Destiny's injury, do you feel like Kaya has become a solid number 2 at the point guard position?
Yeah. Kaya's done a really good job. She's had good practices. One game under her belt in terms of game reps at the point. We'll continue to work with her, work with Edie to make sure that we have options over there. Jasmine will have to play a few more minutes in the rotations, but I think Kaya, we have a lot of confidence that she can come in and play that spot. I think the issue right now is, and that takes away some minutes from our wing positions, some athletic minutes from our wing. So we may have to slide Rakia over and Sarah over to kind of cover those minutes as well.
Kaya's so strong on defense. Do you feel like having that kind of baseline or something that she's really comfortable in will help her as she has a bigger offensive role?
Yeah, I think so. I think she understands who she is. She plays hard. She has a high motor, very athletic. She can guard. She goes and gets rebounds. I think that's who she is. Now, she can do those things at any position. Playing the one, then she has to run the offense. She has to make great decisions. She's been doing that in practice. We've been really proud of how she's performed.
How much confidence were you guys able to gain with what you guys were able to do last time out? How big would a win be against a quality opponent team after the start that you guys had?
Yeah, I think one, that last game that we had and our practices leading up to, I think those are huge for our confidence as a basketball team. And this is a big game, really, really big game. And it's a tough game. It's a very good basketball team that's going to give you a very similar look to that Middle Tennessee gave you in terms of how they play and how good they are and the competitiveness that they're going to play with. And then you're on their home court. So we understand it's going to be a huge challenge.
How beneficial was it for Kaya to get game reps, to be able to put stuff on film in this new role?
Oh, I think it's critical. I think right now getting game reps is still a little bit different than our practice reps. You know, we try to simulate things as much as we can in practice, and that's what you're going to fall back on. But those game reps are different. You've got to get those under your belt. She's had more game reps this year on the court, but obviously now at the point position, that last game, just getting her in there, letting her make some mistakes and play through those, I think was really important.
What are some of those areas of improvement that you saw in film that you want Kaya?
Well, I think just her decision making and knowing when to force the ball to the paint a little bit and when to settle. I think, you know, she wants to do things right. She understands that it takes work and it takes a commitment, and she has that. And I love that about her. She's one of our hardest workers. She's in the gym all the time. So I think what we want to do now is now translate. It's not just the effort. Now we've got to bring the why into it and the understanding. And I think she's done a good job of that.
Losing a point guard isn't, you know, the effect is across the whole offense. Just what have you seen that's encouraging throughout these practices since losing Destiny, and how the team's adjusting overall?
Yeah, it is tough. You know, it's tough to lose somebody, in my opinion, that was a playmaker. Especially right now with the makeup of our team, that was much needed, and now you take one away. I think that's a tough blow. Her ball handling was good for us. I think what we've liked, I think our pace has been good offensively since we've been practicing without her. That's been an emphasis for us. I like our team with a little bit hotter pace. I think that's been good. And I think, you know, we can spread the ball around and kind of tag teams in ball handling. We've got some 3s and 4s that can bring the ball up the court if need be.
You said when Rakia went down, the team needs to learn to win without Rakia. Do you feel, how much progress did you see from the time she was out and now her being back in the lineup?
Well, I think it's thrown adversity at them. I think they've had to have some resiliency through a tough non-conference schedule. You know, I think they are capable. I think it's all mentality. Now, can they walk on the court and have confidence with her and without her? Because I think that's important.
And then, how much have they helped you throughout that stretch? I mean, has it been tough on you, and have they helped you? You know, being around them, how has that helped you?
Well, I think the biggest thing, they're inspiring in that they're easy to coach, they're fun to coach, they want to be here, they put in the work, they want to do it right. So if you give them something to do, they go do it to the best of their ability. And I think as a coach, that's what you want. I mean, if you can walk in every single day and have a team that is just giving you everything they've got, I mean, you can't ask for more, right? And you know, we'll just keep pushing them. Because if they're going to give it, we're going to keep asking.
With the changes, you know, losing Destiny, but getting Rakia back, extra practices to add in new wrinkles is kind of like this opportunity to go into SEC play looking a little different. Maybe people won't know what to expect. You know, how viable can that be for your team to kind of take this time to not reinvent themselves, but, you know, change things up?
Yeah, I think I don't know if we'll overhaul and look completely different, but to me, these practices have been important for the comfort level of the team. You know, to be more comfortable with Rakia on the court and what it's going to look like, because she is a player that not just opponents key on, we key in on where she's at. So it kind of changes the flow of the offense a little bit when she's on the court. So you got to play through that. You got to play through Destiny not being out there, Kaya being out there, Edie being out there. What does that feel like and look like? And then also moving Sarah and Rakia more to the wing. So what does that look like? What are we going to use there? So it'll take us some games to kind of get a good flow and a good feel for rotations now, because they have changed. But we'll get through that. And our like I said, our players, I think their comfort level is the most important thing right now, and I think we've had a few practices to help us with that.
You compared Liberty to MTSU. Do you think having that MTSU loss and the adjustments that come after help you going into this game?
I hope so. You know, I hope that we can take those experiences that we had and learn from them and build on them and understand kind of where the breakdowns were in that game and where they could potentially be in this game as well.
You mentioned, you know, moving Sarah and Rakia out to the wing more with this adjustment. obviously, Caroline's coming to herself, but just with Jillian, how important does her role become now with, moving Sarah and Rakia out more to the wing?
Yeah, I still think Jillian is a player that can give us even more. And don't get me wrong, she's working on it. I think part of that is we've got to get her in position to be successful. We got to get her the ball a little bit more, and I'm excited about that. She's had some good practices, so I think I really do. I think she is a critical piece to our basketball team. I think she is that talented, and as we continue to progress her along, hopefully we'll be able to see what I really believe she's capable of.
Liberty's leading scorers are 6'6" center. Gets to the free throw line a lot. Just what do you want to see on your post players this matchup?
Well, we have to be physical. We have to be smart. I think a little bit different schematically than Middle Tennessee. They run a lot of actions for her to get the ball. So we've got to guard those actions. And it's not just our post players guarding those actions. It's going to be the entire team. And that's going to be something that we've got to get in practice before we go over there, that we're comfortable guarding the different ways that she gets the ball.
Do you have any updates on Avery Strickland right now?
No, we don't. She is day to day, and hopefully progressing in a positive way.
What about Liberty? Do you think, challenge-wise, would be good for them to see going into SEC play?
Well, they're a good basketball team. They're really good, and they're going to throw different things at us that we haven't seen yet. I think both defensively and offensively, they're personnel driven in terms of what they're going to do on both ends of the court. They've got strong shooters on the perimeter. They're going to execute. They're going to be patient and find something good. So it's just a really good basketball team. And I think when you play really good basketball teams, regardless of their schemes and how they play, it's good for you moving forward.
Thank you, Coach.